we're just going to play around here a little bit because I am so freaking bored. It's ridiculous. How about that? Most people are, they ran to the liquor store to get whatever they wanted. I opted to get some caramel. What is? I don't even know what this is. Salted caramel. We are snowed in St. Louis, Missouri. Snowed in. I think there's probably 6 inches out there. Maybe. The county has been through several different times putting salt down. Of course, I can't get out of my driveway, and I don't have anywhere to go till Tuesday, and I'm just kind of playing around and got myself together because I feel better when I'm together. Got my snow boots on. If you can see them. My little fake Uggs, my really nice ones with the fur, they broke, and I'm so heartbroken. You would have to know how I feel about my ugly Uggs. Even the knockoff ones. They're just comfortable, and they're my traveling shoes. Not that I've gone anywhere, but I need a new pair of those. Got the crock pot going. I did my roast. Got it in here. It's almost done. I was waiting for it where I could really shred up the meat. It was a top round. Got a really good price on it. Just literally been going from the back room to the outside to see what the snow is doing. My back porch, I don't know what the wood is doing out there, but it looks very iffy. Scared to death to really go too much out on it. Afraid it's going to give away. Dogs have been mostly contained, sleeping on the couch today. The kid got called off of work and trying to make do. Looks like we're going to be stuck for a long time here in St. Louis. What about you? What does your neighborhood look like right now? The poor guy next door, I've seen him outside 3 different times trying to keep up with clearing off his car and shoveling. And I'm like, why? You're not going to be able to go anywhere till Wednesday. How do you keep up with it? I had a little snack earlier, some cheese, some crackers. Honestly, this is like my 3rd glass of this. It's on ice. I love everything on ice. I'm not a big drinker at all, by any means. But it was like, I needed something today. Something of some comfort, something that just tasted really good. When the weather changes and it gets real cold, you want some source of decadent comfort, things that really taste good, things that really soothe your inners. So this probably isn't the most, conducive thing to have for health, but it was like, I wanted it. I just really wanted it. What about you? What are you doing today? I've had the fireplace on, the TV all day. It really calms the dogs, which is kind of nice. It's that aesthetic noise, and they know when the fireplace is on the TV, they have to calm down. Even when I had my boxer, Bruce, when I would put wind chimes on, he knew it was time to go to sleep. But I'm watching the snow. It's like huge mashed potato flakes. Doesn't look like it's giving up and stopping anytime soon. The house is relatively warm. We have not lost power. I have some Italian bread that I'd made a few weeks ago. I'm going to make some garlic bread to go with my stew. Just kind of hanging out. Just wanted to touch base and see how you are managing. What are your plans and what routine will you fall back into when everything opens back up? And it's nice to have this downtime. It's nice to have this quiet time so that you can reset your body. But a person who is active and a person who actually lives life and participates in it, it's hard for those of us to sit back and do nothing. And I have done way too much of that today. I was laughing, joking with the kid. I said, I've got 3 baskets of laundry I could fold. Not doing it. I don't think there's one thing in this house I need to clean at all. And I don't feel like going downstairs and doing any laundry. Just kind of been staring out, watching the snow all day. I have not even seen any deer in my back field. It's too cold for them too. But how are you managing? What is this doing to your OCD and ADHD? You know, how do you have downtime? And I was messaging a friend a while ago, and he kind of just said, what do retired people do? How do they handle the nothing? I said, they live in warmer climates, they drink a lot, they have tans, they play golf and they play bridge, and they are around friends all the time. Well, here in South St. Louis, as we get older, we don't do any of that. At least my people, we don't do any of that. And then I have to stop and think, what people? What people do I actually have at this point in life? I've seen people's true colors. I've seen how they do not want to progress and evolve into other wonderful things that are available in this life. So as I am sitting here watching the snow, sitting here thinking, okay, tomorrow will be my 3rd day off. How productive can I be, and what will I want to do other than get in my car and leave when I know I will not be able to? But maybe when the weather opens, you'll want to take an art class. Maybe you will want to get your friends together and you will want to have a mentoring session, putting a vision board together based in life coaching. Well, we can talk about all the things that you used to do that you can't do anymore, but you want to do something else and you just don't know how to get it aligned so you can start new activities, new hobbies, gain more friends. This is the perfect thing about the classes I teach. You're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, you've had to start over. All of your friends have fallen off, they've gone by the wayside, they've betrayed you in one way or another, and now you're looking at things for really what they are. Those people weren't aligned with you, and now you are looking for people who are more like you, who want to be active, who want to start hobbies, who want to laugh. You know, you want to get back to having home parties. You want to get back to having people over to your house. You want to get those activities going where you have to leave your house. We talk about that in my vision board class. You know, when I was in grade school and high school, and probably up to the first 10 years after high school, I had a plethora of friends. And then, you know, life happens. Everybody gets married. Everybody has kids. Everybody goes on to go do other things. You marry somebody, and then you have all their friends and their family. And then you get divorced, and then those people go by the wayside. And then you're trying to reestablish who you are in your work environment, and you gain more friends. And then life happens and stupid things occur, and they now are no longer your friends because how you came together probably wasn't under the right circumstances. But now here you are, you're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, and you're like, okay, what's left? What is left? How am I doing this? Where am I going? You can't just keep hiding in your house thinking, you know, this is it. Can't just keep laying on your couch, getting more depressed and getting more overweight and indulging in things in your house that probably aren't real good for you, but you're so mind-spent with your job and what you're inundated with and emails and social media, and you're looking for something in person, building a community. Taking one of my classes is the way to do it, honestly. If you're in the St. Louis, Missouri area, it's $65 to take a vision board class. We talk about where you've been. We talk about really who are your friends. We talk about that betrayal and how people have done you so wrong. We talk about those stupid relationships, and now that you can look back, you can laugh at them. You know, we talk about who really wants to be in your life, and why do they want to be in your life, and why do you even want them in your life? You don't refriend people who have done you wrong. You know, you can forgive, but that doesn't necessarily mean you want them all back in your life. As a life coach, I look at all these things in other people's lives, trying to put all those puzzle pieces together so people can have better clarity with where they are right now, understanding a lot of the things that they are going through. It really wasn't their fault. It was just circumstance and happenstance. Take one of the classes. It's a private class. It's a group class. You decide what works best for you. Take a painting class. Group class is $45. I bring all the supplies to you. Private class, $65. You provide all the supplies. You want a business coach. You have an idea and you don't know how to get it launched. Take the class. Right now it's $65. We talk about your gift, your talent, and how you can monetize who you are, how you can brand your identity. We talk about how much of a hot commodity you are and what your service is needed amongst those that are out there just trying to figure out how they can make their life better. Reach out, kitrynmarie@gmail.com. What is the snow doing in your neck of the woods, and how are you managing through it? What did you cook, and what do you plan to digest, not only in your body, but in your life? You know, we're almost at the end of January 2026. What does the rest of the year look like for you? Reach out. For today, for tomorrow, be happy, be blessed. Be thankful for everything. Remember, fate turns on a dime. It is up to you to decide what side of that coin you want to be on. Branch out. Get off your couch. As soon as the weather breaks, clean the car off, clear out your driveway, make amends to those you need to make amends to, and then understand the ones that you're waiting on apologies. Understand who they are and why they cannot apologize to you. They are stuck in their own misery while you are going forward in life. But take care, stay warm, get yourself something really good and decadent to drink. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.